Before we go any further, pause for a moment. What I'm about to say may explain feelings you've had but never found words for. If you've noticed the same situations repeating, the same blocks showing up, or a quiet sense that something is trying to get your attention, this matters. There's a personalized intuitive reading created to help you understand why certain doors haven't opened yet, what's currently blocking your momentum, and what you need to see before making your next move. This isn't about belief or promises. It's about clarity, timing, and awareness. Many people gain insights that immediately change how they approach their decisions, relationships, and daily life. The link is in the pinned comment. Keep watching, because what you're about to hear connects directly to this, and may answer questions you didn't even realize you were asking. You didn't choose a mask by chance. And before I reveal any meaning, I need you to understand this clearly. Carl Jung stated that everything that draws our attention reveals something hidden within our psyche, something that usually goes unnoticed in everyday life. In a few seconds, you will choose between 5 numbered masks, but what will really be happening is a silent dialogue between your conscious mind and what you have learned to hide from the world. Most people believe they know themselves, but Jung said that the true self rarely appears in public. It disguises itself, adapts, protects itself. Each of these masks represents a deep feeling that influences your decisions, your relationships, and even how you deal with loneliness. No matter which number you choose, no path here is wrong, because they all reveal something that needs to be understood, not judged. Stay until the end, because the meaning of your choice may explain emotional patterns you've been repeating for years without realizing it, and a single phrase from Jung can completely change how you see yourself from today onward. Before we continue, let me ask you for something quick, and this actually matters more than you might think. Drop a comment right now telling me where you're watching from, your country or city, the day of the week, and the exact time at this moment. It sounds simple, but this creates something powerful. A real map of real people on the other side of the screen, living different lives, different routines, all connected by the same question you're about to face here. While you're typing, the video keeps playing, and this small action helps this message reach others who need to hear it today. So don't overthink it. Just comment, city, day of the week, and time. And if at any point this video resonates with you, if it feels uncomfortably accurate or strangely personal, take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. More reflections, patterns, and psychological insights are coming, and they're made for people who stayed until this moment. If you chose Mask 1, Carl Jung would say this choice reveals a deep connection with the persona, the psychological mask you learned to wear in order to be accepted. This mask represents people who appear controlled, composed, and emotionally distant, but not because they lack feelings. On the contrary, this choice often comes from individuals who learned early that showing vulnerability had consequences. Jung believed that when someone relies too much on the persona, they begin to confuse who they are with who they need to be to survive socially. You may be seen as reliable, strong, even cold, while inside there's a constant pressure to maintain this image. This mask is linked to a hidden fear of disappointing others and a habit of self-suppression, especially in relationships. The lesson here is not to remove the mask entirely, but to become conscious of when it controls you. Jung taught that awareness is the first step toward integration. When you recognize that you are more than the role you play, you stop living only for external validation and start building relationships where you don't have to perform to be valued. If you chose Mask 2, Carl Jung would associate this choice with a strong presence of the shadow, the part of the psyche that holds emotions, desires, and impulses you were taught to repress. This mask represents people who appear calm on the surface, but carry intense inner tension, often feeling misunderstood or emotionally isolated even when surrounded by others. Jung believed the shadow is not negative by nature. It becomes destructive only when ignored. Choosing this mask suggests you've learned to hide certain thoughts or feelings because expressing them once led to judgment, rejection, or conflict. Over time, this creates a split between who you are internally and how you behave socially. You may struggle with sudden mood shifts, overthinking, or a sense that people never fully know you. The teaching here is powerful. Jung argued that growth begins when the shadow is acknowledged, not fought. By recognizing these suppressed parts without shame, you regain emotional energy and authenticity. This mask reminds you that what you hide does not disappear. It waits. And the moment you face it consciously, it stops controlling you from the background and becomes a source of self-understanding and psychological strength. If you chose Mask 3, Carl Jung would interpret this as a sign of a strong connection to what he called the anima or animus, the inner emotional bridge between logic and feeling. This mask represents people who are highly perceptive, emotionally intelligent, and deeply aware of the moods, tensions, and unspoken dynamics around them. You often sense shifts in relationships before anyone says a word, which makes you adaptable, empathetic, and socially skilled. But Jung warned that this sensitivity can become a burden when it turns into self-neglect. Choosing this mask suggests you may prioritize harmony over honesty, adjusting yourself to others so often that you lose track of your own emotional needs. You might feel exhausted after social interactions, not because you dislike people, but because you are constantly attuning yourself to them. The teaching behind this mask is balance. Jung believed true psychological health comes from integration, not sacrifice. Your ability to understand others is a gift, but it becomes strength only when paired with self-respect. This mask reminds you that emotional awareness should not mean emotional disappearance. You are allowed to take up space without losing connection. If you chose Mask 4, Carl Jung would relate this choice to a psyche driven by individuation, the inner push to become oneself, even when that path feels lonely. This mask represents people who value autonomy, independence of thought, and internal coherence more than social approval. You are likely seen as reserved, selective, or even distant, not because you reject others, but because you are highly aware of how easily identity can dissolve under social pressure. Jung taught that individuals on the path of individuation often experience periods of isolation, not as punishment, but as a psychological necessity. Choosing this mask suggests you question norms, resist superficial connections, and feel uncomfortable playing roles that don't align with your inner values. The hidden challenge here is emotional detachment, the risk of confusing self-sufficiency with emotional withdrawal. Jung warned that individuation is not separation from humanity, but deeper integration with it. The lesson of this mask is subtle but powerful. You are not meant to abandon connection, only to redefine it on your own terms. True independence, in Jung's view, is the ability to remain yourself without closing your heart to others. If you chose Mask 5, Carl Jung would interpret this choice as a psyche deeply influenced by the self-image ideal, the inner vision of who you believe you must become to feel whole. This mask represents people who are driven, self-observant, and constantly measuring their inner world against a future version of themselves. You may feel a quiet pressure to evolve, improve, or figure life out, often believing that rest, satisfaction, or emotional peace can only come later. Jung taught that when the ego becomes fixated on an ideal self, the present self is unconsciously devalued. Choosing this mask suggests you may struggle with chronic dissatisfaction, even when things are objectively going well. You're not empty, you're future-oriented. The hidden risk is living in permanent preparation mode, where life feels postponed. The teaching behind this mask is integration. Jung believed wholeness is not achieved by becoming someone else, but by accepting what already exists within you. This mask reminds you that growth does not require rejection of the present self. True psychological maturity begins when ambition and self-acceptance coexist without conflict. No matter which mask you chose, Carl Jung would say the real message is not about the mask itself, but about your awareness of it. Every human being wears psychological masks, not because they are fake, but because they are trying to belong, protect themselves, or survive emotionally in a complex social world. The problem begins when the mask is worn unconsciously, when you forget there is a difference between who you present to the world and who you truly are inside. Jung believed that suffering often comes not from pain itself, but from living disconnected from parts of the self that ask to be seen. This reflection applies to everyone watching. Growth does not mean destroying your masks. It means recognizing them. When you understand why you act, react, hide, or adapt, you regain choice. you stop being controlled by old patterns and start responding with intention. Wholeness is not perfection. It is honesty with yourself. And the moment you become conscious of your inner dynamics, even the parts you once avoided, you take the first real step toward psychological freedom. Before you leave, take a second to lock this moment in. If this video helped you see yourself more clearly, even in an uncomfortable way, support the channel by liking the video and subscribing. That tells the algorithm this kind of content deserves to reach more people who are quietly questioning themselves too. In a second, you'll see a video card on your screen and a full playlist linked here that goes deeper into personality, behavior patterns, and the psychology behind everyday choices. So make sure to watch those next. And if you stayed until the very end, comment the number of the mask you chose. Just the number. Don't explain it. Don't justify it. Your choice already says enough. Your comment helps build this community and shows you were fully present until the last second.